terrorist organization.
Now, when we are piecing together, as you make these points, we are piecing together, and we've been top intelligence sources also telling us that they have 4 stages of their operations. Let's try and understand those 4 stages. So one by one, we'll try and put out the details as we do a deep dive into the PFI and its operations. We put out how this organization is structured, but these are the 4 stages. It's a 4-pronged PFI strategy, and this is a CNN News 18 exclusive. The first step is to unite Muslims and remind them of atrocities, train them to attack. So this is their first step. The second step, they want to take grievances to a wider global stage for a bigger cause. So they want to push this entire narrative that Muslims are helpless in India. They need international help. You need to push in money, and we need to organize, and we need to be ready to strike. We need to be able to attack. The next step is that we are the only option. Create a divide between the RSS and OBCs and mobilize weapons and work on marches. Why? Because the RSS now and the BJP in politically has moved from being a traditional Brahman Baniya perception to having a huge number of OBCs, SC/STs as part of its entire cadre, and also in the leadership and also in parliament. You have the RSS BJP working together to also nominate and elect the first Vanvasi president of our country. So all of this does not suit the PFI's narrative. So they want to create this divide as far as the caste divide is concerned. But more importantly, have a loyal cadre among politicians, police, judiciary, establish their own constitution. This is the 4th step. But more importantly, they also want to try and project themselves as the only option, only organization which is the only option for Muslims in India, and thereafter build the narrative, cannibalize all other organizations, and stand and project themselves as the only option. So that is eventually what they want to do. A lot of this strategy also reflected in that Mission 2047 document, which intelligence sources claimed they unearthed when they busted the Bihar module. Tushar, Gupta.
You know, Anand, first, before I make my argument, I must commend you and your channel, because when everyone was ignoring PFI, you repeatedly brought it up, citing the threat they were to the nation. Now, the second aspect is about the funding. See, there are 2 aspects to it. One, the funding that is coming out from abroad, that is coming to the leaders. They have their bank accounts. In fact, a document that is being forwarded in the military circles cites 5 different bank accounts where the money is input. But now the problem is the PFI folks are also able to mobilize large amount of funds in their rallies. So one thing is to first ensure that no oxygen, no fuel, no money, that is, comes into the PFI as an organization. And also, secondly, it becomes illegitimate. It becomes almost criminal to donate the PFI. Because the problem with organizations like PFI is you can arrest 100 leaders, you can arrest 500 leaders. They already have anticipated this. They are prepared for this. They'll have 100 new leaders, and you'll keep arresting all of them, because this has now spread out across the country in 24 states. And they're not going to restrict themselves to India alone. Tomorrow, my fear is the kind of attacks we saw in Leicester and the kind of episode we had in Birmingham, that could be backed by the PFI. Because as you just pointed out, their objective is to do what the Muslim League did before independence, to make an argument that Muslims are not safe in India. So they want to make this a global issue. They want to mobilize Muslims globally against Hindus in India. That is my worry. So the first very important thing is, apart from arresting the leaders, apart from doing whatever the investigating agencies are doing, is to ensure no more money comes into the organization. That's paramount.
Hemant Atri ji, 4 stages. Look at their intent, and then the intel sources also saying they've deliberately used words like secular, constitution, Ambedkar. This is what's going to be the facade. This is how they're going to push, and they're trying to target the OBC Dalit groupings and try and create dissonance amongst them, wean them away.
Precisely, Anand, that is the agenda. And nowadays, what the PFI is doing is basically, after banning of SIMI, they are behaving like B team of the SIMI only. Look, how did the Home Minister on 4th of August decided? He first took all the briefings, he took all the inputs, and then this massive crackdown was played. What was the background really? First of all was terror funding. It is the basis of raids. NIA and all other intelligence agencies, they had very solid proofs of having foreign funding to this organization, as well as their nefarious activities like what they are doing. They are holding training camps all across. And what are they doing there? They are basically giving weapon training to the youths, and they are brainwashing them also on religious lines. That is point number 2. And third, the most important, Fulwari Sharif module was also connected with this organization, wherein there was a 2047 agenda was also there, which was on the fundamental lines, fundamentalism, religious fundamentalism. Now the issue is, once the Home Ministry has decided to go all out against them, as Mr. Tushar Gupta was rightly pointing out, first and foremost thing is to block all their financial channels. They might be, as per my intelligence sources, a few of them, they indicated that they might be somewhere linked to the Naxal operations also to some extent. And finally, they are somewhere connected to narco-terrorism, the ill-gotten money through that. So all those channels have to be blocked first. And the foremost thing that has to be done in this particular case, Anand, we have to understand that central and state intelligence agencies, no matter whose government is where and what they are doing, this is a national issue. The national security, anti-terror activity, they cannot be restricted to one government or one party. Nation is everybody's nation. Now, what they are supposed to do is, all police forces across the states, all state and central intelligence agencies, they have to work together to bust these modules. See, the thing is not that. Nowadays, what is happening, if you are, for last say about 3 months or so, as you were rightly pointing out initially, massive narcotics are being, smuggled into the country. There are two parts. One is the international scenario and the second is the internal scenario. Today also in Punjab, I'm going slightly different. Despite PFI, there are 4 people arrested in Punjab today who are having ISIS connections. One AK-56 rifle, 2 magazines, and 80 live cartridges have been, recovered from them. The thing is, today, 4 of them. And you know with whom they are connected? They are connected with the terrorists sitting in Pakistan, Rinda, then Lakha in Canada, and then one person sitting in Italy. So all these anti-national forces, maybe in Punjab, maybe in the form of PFI, or for that matter, many others. All those central and state intelligence agencies and police forces, they have to make it as a mission to crack down all of them all heavily and block all their funds and whatever support they are getting, that has to be, sidelined. Otherwise, it's going to be a